excellent call on the referee's part to call that a slip. Now let's take a look at this. This is when he got Vorapin in trouble. Good left hand. He missed with the right hand there, but Vorapin is now holding on, and that's something we didn't see early on in this fight. So the thing's starting to heat up, Smitty.
Yeah, again, I got Grigsby pulling ahead with a big round there. We'll see how Vorapin comes out here in round number 8.
Had to be a 10-8 round in my book.
I scored it that way. Here we go. Round number 8. Don't forget, this is championship distance, scheduled for 12. Vorapin still, his legs are still a little bit wobbly. A little jelly in the knees of Vorapin. And Grigsby really needs to stay right on top of him and do exactly what the corner said. Wild right hand, straight right hand by Grigsby. Caught him with a left hook, loading up the right hand. He's still staggering in the knees.
He's totally frustrated. He doesn't know what to do with that speed of Will Grigsby. And the speed is what's winning the fight for Grigsby right now.
Well, Grigsby sets him up. He goes to the left, he goes back to the right. He gets the guy off balance with his movement. Then he fires the shot. Really good fighting by Grigsby.
And he's also shown the ability to hurt Vorapin as he just did again there, Bob.
Well, he's bouncing up on his toes. Grigsby backing off, looking for the shot, trying to get him moving. See how wobbly his legs are? We'll loosen up that shot and we'll show you exactly what we mean. There it is right there.
Well, I tell you what, earlier this week, Will Grigsby said that he had put together a fight plan. He knew the power that Rantanapol Vorapin has. He said, that doesn't matter. I think I got the right plan to win the title.
Well, I'll tell you this, he's executing it. He frustrated him in the early going. Look at this, he's landing power shots now. He circles left, he circles right. He gets this guy off balance. He determines when they engage. He ties him up when he comes to the ropes like this. This kid's a good fighter. I'm really impressed with Will Grigsby.
He's an excellent fighter, and I tell you, to Vorapin's credit, he's coming from a long ways away from here, and the time change, the food change, it's just, it could be affecting him now as we go into these middle rounds.
Well, we know about Vorapin. We know he comes from a fighting family. We know he's a great former world champion. Don't forget, only Ricardo Lopez in this decade has retained his title more times than Vorapin. Look at Vorapin beginning to come on.
And look at that defensive work, though, by Grigsby to get out of that corner when he was in some trouble here. Bob, I only fought a few divisions higher than this, but you won't see better boxing than Grigsby's putting on tonight.
It's unfortunate that the crowd isn't into this because this is a terrific strategic battle and a real good championship fight.
And I tell you, Will Grigsby is really not concerned about the crowd right now. I think he's concerned about winning that title. He could care less what the crowd is into.
Well, he staggered this guy a couple of times, caught him with a body shot that time. He spins him around, looking to land the big right hand. Notice how flat-footed and how jelly-like in the knees that Vorapin is. And look at the defense. Smitty, you pointed it out. His defense is sensational.
I think if anybody's going to score a late-round knockout, I'm beginning to think it's going to be the boxer with the punch, Grigsby.
Well, you see, just in looking at that, Vorapin is throwing, he's out of character right now. He's totally frustrated, and Will Grigsby's eyes are very clear, and he's starting to really land those sharp shooting punches.
And the referee, Bill Connors, who knows exactly how to maintain control in the fight, says, hey, you can't do that. It's a world title fight as the bell ends round number 8. And Connors right on top of it, warned the guy. For Grigsby, he did exactly what he should do. Go ahead, let the guy throw me down. It doesn't affect him.
Yeah, I noticed walking back to the corner, Vorapin still appears, Bob, to be unsteady. And I tell you what, Carl, I think he really looks like beginning to look like a desperate fighter.
You're absolutely right, Smitty. He's very attentive in his corner. He has a look of touch. Now let's take a look at this replay. As you notice that he's trolling as he throws him down, and that's something, folks, that's out of sheer frustration. That's not a part of this game, and I think that Will Grigsby is winning the mental war right now.
Well, right now, Bob is looking like another Minnesota fighter could be looking upon a tremendous upset. We saw Anani do it over Christy Martin, and right now I have Grigsby ahead of Vorapin in this fight, and that would be an upset.
This is the greatest night for Minnesota since the Twins won the World Series.
And on U.S. Satellite Broadcasting, based out of Minnesota.
Doesn't get any better than this. By the way, as we come up to round number 9, we want to thank our staff at U.S. Satellite Broadcasting. Stan Hubbard, of course, the Chief Financial Officer, the Chief Executive Officer. Also the owner, you might say, Colleen Galloway, Rick Abbott, and the entire staff, and from King Vision, Donna Westridge, who is our USSB coordinator. We thank all of you for the help all week long. All right, we're in round number 9. Vorapin frustrated in the 8th round, throwing Grigsby to the canvas. Will in black, he's the American fighter from St. Paul, spins him, catches him with the right hand. Vorapin answers with a body shot. Will backs off.
Look at Grigsby's eyes. They clear as a bell. He's really, really focused, and he knows what he's doing right now. I don't think he's in any trouble at all. I think the other guy's in trouble right now.
Hey, for a guy in his 15th professional fight, this is an extraordinary boxer.
Oh, he's a tremendous athlete. He knows what he wants, and he's executing to perfect plan.
You know, I saw Vorapin go to the body there, and it seemed to bother Grigsby, but it's a little late in the fight to start going to the body. He should have done that with this tremendous boxer earlier in the fight.
Well, if you notice the little rough-out tactics that the Vorapin is trying to do, that's quite natural in the Orient over there in the far east.
Yeah, but you know, I don't find any fault with that. If you're being frustrated by a guy who's moving, you got to get him off his game plan. You got to grab him, throw him into the corner, bang him up against the ropes, knee him, take him through it.
I agree with you.
Get him off his game plan.
That's right. And apologize from the winner's circle, Corn.
This is a prize fight. This isn't playing baseball or football. This is about who's the toughest guy in there. I'm not saying you have to be an illegal fighter. I'm saying you got to be a tough fighter sometimes. And when it's not going your way, you got to get the guy off by being rough.
A little bit better round for Vorapin. You see the Grigsby off the bicycle for just a moment.
Well, there's a real good shot to the ribs by Grigsby, borderline kidney shot. Nice body shot, double left hook upstairs, straight right hand. Grigsby then allows himself to be tied up. He'll get himself back in position, knows exactly what he wants to do in this fight. And here is a warning by the referee, Bill Connor, saying, hey, I'm not going to let you throw your elbow. You can't throw your wing, and that's the warning to Grigsby. It's tough in there, guys.
I tell you what, what a good shot right there. Grigsby right now, I think, is controlling the fight. Vorapin is getting hit with the jabs, and he's out of character. He's lunging, and he's off balance, and that's where he's making his mistake.
And he's getting close to the point in the fight where he's going to have to score a knockout to win this fight, talking about Vorapin.
And I don't know if he's been going the distance. I don't know much about Vorapin. This is the first time in fighting in the United States. But I know he has like 29 some odd knockouts. That means he can punch. So I don't know how many times he's actually gone the distance.
Well, I'll tell you, Carl, in the last 3 years, he's gone 11 rounds once, he's gone 12 rounds twice, and 10 rounds once. That's in the past 3 years. So he can go the distance. But he's not used to fighting too many guys that are much better than the way Will Grigsby is boxing at the closing portion of the 9th round.
And at the close of that, you can really see, Bob, the frustration on the face of Vorapin. Look at him there as he slumps to his stool. And again, it's coming up on round number 10. And I have Grigsby about ahead enough in this fight, Carl, to where he's going to need a knockout, Vorapin, to win it.
You look at this, that good jab, 2 good stiff jabs by Grigsby. That's what got this guy totally frustrated. I said it earlier, you show me a fighter with a good left jab, and I'll show you a fighter that's hard to beat.
Well, we're past the bewitching hour of midnight here on the east coast of the United States. It's tomorrow afternoon already in Thailand, where millions of people are watching in the Pacific Rim.
Well, you know, if they're seeing what we're seeing, Colonel, they'd be wide awake.
Coming up to round 10, it's championship time here from Fort Lauderdale. You're watching U.S. Satellite Broadcasting. This is the 108-pound championship of the world. Rantanapol Vorapin in the white trunks, Will Grigsby in the black trunks, and it's a good fight.
Well, I tell you, we got 9 minutes of fighting left here, and I think Vorapin needs to win all 9 minutes, Smitty. What do you think?
Yeah, and then some, and perhaps win a couple of those real big. I just have Grigsby ahead enough. He's been the dominant fighter, the controlling fighter. Although he's moved a lot, he's clearly been this craftsman in there tonight.
One thing when you're scoring fights, though, you got to be really aware of at what stage did the judges realize that the defensive tactics early by Grigsby were taking command of the fight and controlling the pace of the fight. As you watch him scoring punches here. Now, we picked it up in the 3rd round. If the judges saw that in the 4th or 5th round, you get a dead even fight.
That's a real good point, Bob, because a lot of what Grigsby did was to set up all of this. And you're right, if they watched the fight with a different mindset, you're right, they could have had Grigsby losing some of those earlier rounds that we had him close and winning.
Look at the jab, 2 stiff left jabs right in the button, right on the jaw of Vorapin. Vorapin is frustrated. Will doing what he wants. He's slowed down a bit. He's letting the guy come to him and counterpunching him. You see that lightning left hand of Vorapin countered by the left jab of Will Grigsby? Grigsby's a good fighter, folks.
I tell you what he's doing, this is the execution of the almost perfect fight plan. Will Grigsby knows exactly what he's doing, and he has not been off pace at all during this fight, and he's winning the title in my eyes.
You don't see the cocky look on the face anymore of Vorapin. You see a pain look and a frustrated expression. But earlier in the fight, he had a real cocky look, like he could do anything he wanted to, and he hasn't, in fact, been able to do anything he's wanted to do.
See, anything but outsmart Will Grigsby. He can outpunch him, he can outpower him, he can outstrengthen him.
Did you see that move there, Carl?
It's unbelievable.
Grigsby circling to his left. Vorapin loads up the right hand. He stops and ducks underneath it and counters him with a left hook. That was a beautiful move. You can't learn that. You can try to develop things like that, but you have to have a lot of natural ability to be able to do that.
That's right, and this guy has all that. This is God-given talent, what you're seeing right now from Will Grigsby. And right now, I believe the Vorapin, he's totally frustrated, and I don't know if he's going to be able to land that big blow, but if he does, the fight could turn around.
He is having a better round here, Vorapin, but right when I say that, Grigsby comes right back.
Grigsby staggered him with a left hook. Grigsby knows it, loads up the right hand. Vorapin hanging on, still throwing punches. Don't forget, Vorapin has been staggered a couple of times in this fight. Grigsby has nailed him real good back in the 7th round, and he was in danger, really hurting him, maybe ending the fight at that time. Grigsby allowing him to come in. Now he moves out of there. Grigsby not being hurt by any of the shots of Vorapin, and now he's not afraid to mix it up inside with him.
No, you know, and I'll tell you what, Will's been landing some nice right hands, but I think the most effective punch he's been landing has been the left hook.
All right, the bell ends the 10th round. 2 more rounds to go on a night of championship boxing from Fort Lauderdale.
Bob, I may have given that last round to Vorapin. Really close round, but he was aggressive throughout.
Give me another one. Look,
may have given him that round.
We only got 2 rounds.
Come on.
6 minutes. Another one.
Come on.
Another one.
And you can't dance in the fucking 12th round at all.
Look.
You gotta beat this son of a bitch out of this title.
Look. You hit him with a jab and a right hand. Come back with a hook.
Well, I guess we all understand what that is. That's cheerleading, folks. Okay, let's take a look at this match from the last round. Good left hand by Grigsby, and if you notice, the legs are wide and spread wide apart, and that's what's keeping Vorapin off balance and allowing Will Grigsby to land those telltale blows.
And Grigsby has used the left jab as both an offensive and a defensive maneuver tonight, Carl.
It's the one punch that has really made this done in the best job.
All right, here we go, round 11. The last time the corner fired up Grigsby, he came out just like this. It's happened again. Al Banani screaming at him. Dennis Presley screaming at him. Now oh, nice shot. Straight left hand right on the nose. It doesn't back him off, though. Vorapin, the former champion of the world, hangs in there. Grigsby trying to dump him with a straight left hand and then big power right hand. Look at that jab. That's a stinging punch. He backs up, then he sets himself and drives up the back foot to really land that jab with real authority. Fighting for outside position in the front legs as Vorapin tries to nail him inside. Bill Connors won't allow any dirty stuff inside at all. Look at these guys. That's a slip. Bill right on top of it. Nice job again by the referee.
But you know, I think the legs are going up from out under Rantanapol. He's in.
All right, there's a big shot there. Foot, it's all over. I tell you, he's in big trouble. I don't think he can hang on.
Oh,
look at this. Grigsby backs up. What was he doing? What's he thinking of? He's trying to draw him. I thought it'd be all over. I don't think the guy could stand up. Look at this. Will stood back and admired it. He really nailed him and staggered him.
I thought he stepped back in just an astonishment that the guy was still on his feet.
I thought it was going to be all over.
Well, Vorapin showed us he has a big chin there, and you're
a
right.
Big heart, Smitty. Big heart.
But there's no quit in this guy. He certainly didn't fly for 30 hours to come over here to give up an opportunity to win a world title. But Will Grigsby is showing equally amount of heart he does in a nice fight and a lot more skill.
And Bob, I do think that Grigsby a little bit tired at this point.
He is. He's going to sag it again with that straight right hand, doing a nice job. And look at the legs. They're a little wobbly again. Oh, big shot! If he can recover from this one, he's something else. He didn't go. I can't believe it. Another right hand. He's almost out on his feet, but he won't go. That's conditioning. conditioning. That's hard. Look at Grigsby loading up shots here in the 11th round. Terrific conditioning by Vorapin. Look at these straight right hands. He really stayed. Left hook spins the head of Vorapin. Vorapin is really rubbery in the legs. He loads up the right hand. Grigsby's exhausted from throwing shots.
And landing shots, and shows Vorapin has a tremendous chin, but this is a huge round for Grigsby.
With no knockdowns, with 34 seconds to go, barring any miracle finish here, this is a 10-8 round with no knockdowns. Definitely he's staggered him again. Straight right hand. There's no quit in Vorapin. I can see why he was a world champion for so long. He will not go, and Grigsby has hit him with everything. Power shots, left hands, straight right hands, hooks. He's unbelievable.
There's blood now coming out, I think, of the eye, around the eye of Vorapin.
Yeah, it's the left eye. It's split open. The right eye is almost closed. The left eye is cut. And there's the bell, ending a terrific 11 round for Grigsby.
Well, I tell you what, Will Grigsby is 3 minutes away from capturing the IBF Junior Flyweight Championship. This guy is fighting a great fight tonight. Now let's take a look at this replay from Grigsby. Staggering a good, solid right hand, left hand. Man, this guy was doing everything, hitting him. Colonel, I'll tell you what, he hit him with everything at the kitchen sink, and this guy has not Devin buckled. What do you think, Dave?
Several coup de grace during that flurry there, and Vorapin's been able to handle it. You see him hanging on there.
Now let's take a look here. Here's a shot later on in the round. A big, powerful left hook by Grigsby. I know Will Grigsby got to be thinking, what in the world is keeping this guy up? This man is just a determined young Thai fighter.
All right, he doesn't have to worry about it. He's out in front of the fight. I got a 107, 101 for Grigsby. All he has to do is just outbox him now in this 12th round and come out strong. Here we go. We may have a brand new champion from the United States in this 108-pound division. Grigsby looks like a tremendous prospect in his 15th professional fight. He's about to win a world title here.
I tell you, it could be a big night for the state of Minnesota. As you alluded to earlier, Smitty, the home of U.S. Satellite Broadcasting. You know, the home of the Vikings are doing real good. So, and Samaya Nani.
And a Randy Moss-like performance for Will Grigsby here. Unbelievable showing for a guy who's virtually unknown.
Nice uppercut that time. He's still staggering on his legs. The left hook gets through. Vorapin tries to fight. This time Grigsby ties him up. Referee Bill Conner separates the two. Straight left hand again in the face of Vorapin. Vorapin, oh, the right hand, right on the left side of the jaw, but he doesn't go. Grigsby has hit him with everything, and this kid will not go. That is conditioning and heart. He's got the heart of a champion, but a championship he's not going to win tonight.
Well, not barring any unforeseen miracles right now, it's going to take a dramatic shot to knock Will Grigsby out.
He's not going to do it. He can't do it, Cal. He doesn't have the power in his shots. He's flat-footed. He's trying to get up on his toes, but his knees are gone. This is Will Grigsby's night. Straight right hand again. Bounces the head back of Vorapin, former great world champion. Crushes one across his nose. His eyes are puffy. He's kept by the right eye. He's kept by the left eye. Grigsby up on his toes, circling left. Wow, with the left hand is Vorapin. Vorapin trying to hunt him down. This is the heart of a lion, but he doesn't have the sting and the punishment in his punches anymore. Grigsby jumps up in the air, and now referee Bill Connors calls timeout. They'll go to neutral corners.
Low blow by Vorapin there. That's the only way you can slow Grigsby down.
Well, I tell you
We're
what,
going to see the replay of that.
you know what, you alluded to the conditioning of Rantanapol Vorapin earlier this round, but Will Grigsby got to be in great condition, be able to move like he's been moving for 12 rounds and scoring the punches that he's scoring. And look at him, he's staying stopped yet.
All right, here we go. In the closing portion now, this is the 12th round. Grigsby not satisfied to outbox him. He wants to try and knock him out. He hasn't been able to drop him, and Vorapin has been in a heap of trouble. He reminds me of a tightrope walking a windstorm. His legs are going all the time, but he won't fall.
It's incredible because as I think back, I thought he was a knockdown in this fight. It just seemed like it has been, but it certainly has.
Well, he's been staggered. He's been bounced all around, but he will not go. I thought the fight was all over in the last round. I didn't think he could recover, and then all of a sudden Will stood back to admire his work. He was in shock.
I tell you what, looks like he wants to take this thing out to the parking lot. Look at this. These guys are just flat out tired.
And Grigsby, I think, 30 seconds from a world title.
He lands the right hand behind the ear. The left hook They're signaling to each other. A little bit of machoism here.
I'll tell you what, he says, this is not good for Vorapin because he's certainly behind.
Well, I'll tell you this, Grigsby's just loading up his right hand now. He can bang this guy. If I were Vorapin, I wouldn't encourage this guy to hit me anymore, I'll tell you.
I tell you, my hat's off to Al Banani and Dennis Presley for putting together a wonderful fight plan, and Will Grigsby executed it to a T.
Super job, the fight's all over. A terrific fight. It was strategic in the early going, then it turned into a war in the second half. I think we've got a brand new American champion in this mini flyweight division. It's the 108-pound vacant title that was vacated by Mauricio Pastrana. And I think we get an American by the name of Will Grigsby that's going to get this.
You know, Colonel Will Grigsby, before Mauricio Pastrana had vacated this title, was asking for Pastrana. He kept saying that this guy had the right style for him, and Pastrana has the same kind of style that Rantanapol Vorapin had, and Will Grigsby showed us tonight that he can handle that kind of style.
Well, I got it scored 117-110 in favor of Grigsby. Jimmy Lennon will get in there and do some interviews at the end, I think, especially if Grigsby is the new champion, which he most assuredly should be. While we have the opportunity, I want to thank in charge of transmission tonight, Mike Catazzano for Strategic TV, Diane McKay and Barbara Bracco. Our production manager has been Chuck Hafley. A lot of thanks to my man down in Baja California, who arranged for my ringside security tonight, Pancho Lamone, stage manager Chip Singer, Jody Heaps, who provided all my stats for me earlier. We thank you, and special thanks to our associate producer, Maria Rusi.
Well, Colonel, looks like we got it. We had a good one tonight. I think Will Grigsby's going to be crowned champion. Maybe they got a replay for us. Let's take a look at this. Now look, here we got Grigsby throwing in. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, look at that uppercut. Great uppercut. Staggers Vorapin right there. I tell you, Rantanapol Vorapin just didn't know what he was in the ring with tonight. He was totally frustrated and outclassed.
Well, he certainly was. Jimmy Lennon is set, so let's get the official announcement from Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Vaughn LaPrade scores at 116-112. Judge at ringside, C.D. Jenkins scores about 118-111. Judge William Ray scores about 118-110. All three in favor of the winner of the vacant IBF Junior Flyweight Championship, Steel Will Grigsby.
Well, a fantastic night for Will Grigsby. The judges saw it, Kyle, about the same way we saw it.
I tell you,
117-110, a great effort by Will Grigsby.
You know, he came into the night's fight with one thing in mind, and that was to win the championship. And they put together quite a plan as he did early on. He moved, he stayed away, he evaded Vorapin's power, and I tell you what, this guy earned the right tonight to be champion.
All right, let's go to Jimmy Smith. He's got the new champion. Go ahead, Jimmy.
I know all of Minnesota hopes the Vikings perform like the new champion, Will Grigsby. Tremendous fight plan. You executed it, and you're a new champion.
Yeah, I just want to say, I dedicate this fight to Jenny Randall, my mother, Rock White, and Johnny Montantes, and for the state of Minnesota. Merry Christmas.
Going in there with only like 13 professional fights, I know your plan was to box and to move. You know Vorapin had a lot of power. Very few guys can stick with a battle plan like that, and that was a tremendous plan, and you stuck to it. Did he ever hurt you during the fight?
No, I seen everything he threw. Everything he threw was wide. So we knew we had to box the first couple of rounds, so I wanted to move on him and frustrate him a little bit to show him he couldn't hit me with that wide left hand. And then in like the middle rounds, we wanted to sit down and punch with him a little bit, and everything worked out fine.
A lot of people have problems, too, with the southpaw style. Didn't seem to bother you a bit.
No, back at home, I sparred with a lot of southpaws, and southpaws, for some reason, came easy to me. And I had a guy down here who was original regular convention fighter, but switched up southpaw for me to let me get some work. And I'd like to thank him, Johnny Walker, because he done a lot of good work for me.
You know, not too many Americans are successful at these lower weight divisions, so you have to be very proud of yourself.
Yeah, but I just wanted to show everybody that for the next couple years, I'm going to dominate 106, 108, 112, and hopefully 115 at the money's right.
Thank you, and I tell you what, a great day for Minnesota for the final time. Back to Colonel Bob Sheridan at ringside.
Well, there's the beauties here. It's been a beautiful night of boxing. We thank the young ladies for their participation. Carl, a terrific night of boxing here in Fort Lauderdale.
I tell you what, it's just getting better and better. I thought this fight started off slow, but it coming behind Christy Martin, upset by Samaya Anani. We've seen some great action tonight, opening with a wonderful comeback fight victory